Revivalhouse.net. What's up, everybody? We're here with another commentary, a traditional commentary. The last commentary we put up, as of right now, is the Camp on Awana. We hold you in our hearts.
Yep.
When we think about you.
And I tried to make it so that we could play the video, and it didn't work. Fucking YouTube.
Yeah, man. It's a crying shame. We need to get a website where we can have our own video player on there. We can get away with that stuff. Mm-hmm. But do enjoy it. Check it out. As of this recording, it's been up for like a day or so. On top of our tribute to George Romero, that's me and Riverman doing that one. That's a fun little podcast as well. And let us know if you like the things like the classic TV and whatnot. Something we're experimenting with, and something I want to do a little bit more of. Maybe some Ari for the Dark episodes, special stuff, one-offs, things like that. But today we're going to be doing a film that has been requested. It was requested at some point by a couple of folks, but we're going to do Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And slowly but surely we're going to get through all the Freddy movies. Eventually. I don't even know which ones we've done at this point. I know for some reason we did the shitty remake first, right?
We want to do a shitty movie.
Yeah, we did. And it's just like, wow, this isn't even a shitty fun movie. It's the shitty boring movie with the same old boiler room set piece like in every dream. It's stupid, man. But, this movie is kind of polarizing, right? I mean, don't you know people that kind of hate it and kind of like it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I used to love it. Like when I saw it, we rented it when it first came out, and I loved it. And as I've gotten older, I still like it. Yeah. I still like it. I appreciate it a lot more for what it was trying to do now, because I kind of get it a little bit more, the whole meta shit, and obviously a lot of people talk about it being sort of a precursor to what Wes Craven did with Scream, kind of taking the piss out on the horror movie genre and the whole meta type thing. And, but yeah, I don't know. We can get into it. We don't really have to waste too much time on it. We're watching it on Netflix, and I always love it when, one of the streaming services actually have one of the movies we want to watch on there. Makes it so much simpler for us. And we actually there's a few other movies we want to watch. We'll have to put in the old queue, Zach. You said Suspiria is on Prime now.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. We're on the lookout for that new remake of that. Not me. It looks like they haven't shown anything, have they? Have they shown any footage from the remake?
Just they released a thing saying it was 3 hours long today.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, man. It sounds like a blast. And they're probably going to have Jessica Biel in it, right? Some dumb shit like that. Who knows? I think it does have like some quasi B-listers in it, though, right? Some names.
Maybe.
But yeah, who cares about all that shit? We're going to get into this. So if you got Netflix, hopefully you do, and you don't live in a cave. And we're just going to queue it up and go right into it. Zach, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, hell
okay.
Yeah.
New Line Cinema.
We got that little square.
I got to be honest with everybody out there. Like, my head's fucking throbbing like a fucking motherfucker, man. It hurts so bad.
Like a cock.
Obviously, it's
throbbing like a cock.
Turn this shit down. It just hurts, man. Like, I'm trying to. Obviously, I'm not out of commission to where I can't do a podcast, but fuck, man, it's keeping me from like doing certain things with my voice. I'm trying to stay a little monotone because my fucking head hurts, killing me. This whole intro scene kind of reminds me of Pet Sematary 2.
Oh, really?
Because it's the movie set, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And it's even kind of got a similar set where there's like the fire. I think the castle looking place.
And obviously it's made to be like the original opening of the first movie.
Yeah. Why were they trying to go Robo Freddy, Mecha Freddy?
Yeah, I don't know, because they never use that in the rest of the movie.
Well, yeah, that's just the movie within a movie. Gonna chop his arm off and Mecha Freddy. More blood.
It's like a cock shooting cum.
Edward Penis Hands. He wanted to do Edward Penis Hands, by the way, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about what movie we should do, and I said Edward Penis Hands. We got that in the to-do list for Mac and Zach.
I probably won't be on that one.
And Wet Dream on Elm Street. It's in there.
Wet Dream on Elm Street?
Yep.
What else do they got, man?
That's the only two we're doing. So, oh yeah, and Josh James from R-rated movie. He showed us the E.T. porno. Might put that in there too.
Does he fuck anybody with that big lighting bulbous finger?
Yeah, the video I saw, it was just like a part where he was sucking some dude's dick. It was pretty awesome.
E.T., is it just some ridiculous guy in a weird fake looking E.T. like costume and his face is painted?
It's like the worst looking costume ever. It's hilarious.
So is E.T. a man in this porno?
I don't know.
So, so you don't know if you're watching a gay porno or what?
I don't know. I just don't care. He can suck that dick.
I hope you looked at the old IMDb about that before you jerked off.
It's going to be awesome.
That's crazy. Was he sucking Elliot? Was it Elliot's cock?
Hopefully.
He probably has to suck a few dicks to get out of to try and get out of military, because occupancy, you know, when they take him or whatever, Secret Service.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna have to turn a few tricks.
I would.
I think this is I don't know. What do you think of this intro?
I like it.
I liked it a lot. When I first saw the movie, I thought it was really cool. This movie has a different vibe to it than the old ones, for good reason, obviously. But doesn't the whole thing seem a lot more vibrant than the old Nightmare movies? Like a little more colorful. A lot of daytime scenes, right?
Yeah.
A little CGI claw hand. This is like typical CGI of the 90s.
We got Wes Craven.
Wes Craven?
We got Wes Craven playing in the movie. He died recently. That sucks.
Good old Wes Craven.
Wes Craven.
It's pretty cool because I mean, what? Like I said, what he accomplished with this movie is pretty crazy. You know, nobody did anything like this at the time, I don't think. And that looked like a little Jim Carrey mask. Is that the mask, dude? Is that Belial and that little chest behind him?
I didn't see it.
Do you see that? I've never noticed that before. He was getting stabbed, and behind him is like a chest of like props, and it looks like a fucking Belial head sticking out of the chest. It really did. I'd be interested to go back after we're done with this, but yeah, what he did. I mean, just like the whole pitch. Like, yeah, let's do a meta Freddy movie about like a movie within a movie, starring the actors who played the. Like it's just a crazy pitch.
I read that the original pitch for Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was this movie. And the studio didn't like it. Yeah, the studio didn't like it.
Well, that might have been too early.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have felt about it then. But it's crazy, you know. How they got everybody from Bob Shea, you know, Robert Shea even to play himself, right? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The only person that was missing was Johnny Depp. And as we've mentioned before, you know, I think it's on the Never Sleep Again documentary, but Wes Craven would have loved to have had him reprise his role at playing himself. And he said he ran into Johnny Depp at some event or another, and he said he would have done it. And Wes Craven said that I thought there was no way in hell you'd even consider it, so we didn't even bother asking you, type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Which Johnny Depp could have just been nice, you know? Who knows if he really would have did it?
Mm-hmm.
But that'd have been crazy.
He did do Freddy's Dead.
Freddy's Dead. It's like, why? I brought this up during Freddy's Dead commentary. But it's like, why would you think Johnny Good was too good for it when just a couple of years prior he did a cameo for Freddy's Dead?
He probably didn't watch Freddy's Dead. He probably give a fuck to watch that movie.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he didn't even know.
Oh yeah, guess what else? Guess what else they added to Amazon Prime?
What?
We can watch fucking Chuck Norris get outacted by a fucking dog in Top Dog. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we should have like a buddy cop dog exploitation of all those dog movies.
Turner.
You know, there's Turner and Hooch with Tom Hanks. There's K9 with Burt Reynolds. Is that K9? Is that what it's called?
Was
like K
Burt,
and then
Was Burt Reynolds in that?
I thought it was. Maybe I don't know my dog movies as well as I thought. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up.
I forget who the Belushi guy.
Oh, was it Jim Belushi?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of that fucking Burt Reynolds movie with a little kid, the black kid.
Cop and a Half. That movie's awesome.
Cop and a Half. So that's a different type of exploitation. That's the buddy cop grown man in a kid movie. We got to do like Getting Even with Dad.
Yeah.
Getting Even with Dad, Cop and a Half, movies like that. I've never seen Cop and a Half.
Oh, why not?
I've never even seen Getting Even with Dad.
You never seen either of those? Why?
No, there's too much mullet to handle in that movie, man.
Oh, that mullet's awesome.
Speaking of Macaulay Culkin, I know we didn't technically mention him, but obviously he's in that movie. Did you see that they release? There's a new picture of Macaulay floating around the internet.
Yeah, he's not on drugs anymore. Poor guy.
And he looks really healthy. Nah, he looks like a normal homo now instead of a drugged out crack homo.
He's got tight pants.
He does. But he looks like Macaulay Culkin again. He looks really healthy. He looks really normal. Even though he's buying a few packs of cigarettes, in the photo. He looks, whatever he's got to do to stay off the fucking junk, man. Cigarettes is what it takes. But anyway, the first thing I thought of, man, Macaulay's done it. Mac's done it. Edward Furlong, what's your excuse? We're waiting on you now.
Eddie don't got to do anything.
Listen.
He needs to make some more movies, though.
Macaulay looked like absolute ass. He looked worse than Eddie Furlong does now. And if he can totally turn his shit around, dude, Furlong could turn his shit around and look as good, man.
Macaulay looked cooler before.
He looked like he was 60 years old and he fucked little kids, is what he looked like.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Daddy, blood. This fucking actor in this movie, man, Gage, yeah.
I watched that. They have a documentary on Amazon about the making of Pet Sematary. Did you watch that?
No, it's on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's cool. I'll have to watch that tonight.
They only talk about the first one. They don't even mention the second one.
That's bullshit, man. Protest.
They didn't give a fuck.
Is it? It can't be too long of a documentary, right? Like probably like a 30-minute featurette or something?
No, it's like feature length.
Oh, wow. Is it newer or is it older?
I think it's new. I'd never heard of it.
Why would they make a documentary on just that movie? I mean, not that I'm complaining, but I mean, I know it's one of the better Stephen King adaptations, but who was possessed to do that?
A fucking genius.
And you said you watched it?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have interviews with the cast members?
Yep.
Okay, I'll have to watch it. It was good, though. You recommend it? I'm not going to waste my fucking time.
It's good.
Okay.
Look at that scared little bitch.
Daddy, blood.
Shut up, Gage.
Shut up, Gage. When did this kid become such a fucking shitty actor? Because, like,
I don't know.
Remember he was in everything. He was in Full House. Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He played the little bastard kid, Aaron. Shared a name with me. Did you hear me? My voice crack. But it's fucking stupid. Yeah, in this movie, he's just kind of a shitty actor. He's my guard.
I think he was just really good when he was a toddler, like in Pet Sematary.
Yeah, he's good for it. He seems like
he just became
he peaked.
Yeah, he became the go-to kid actor, and he just got worse the older he got.
Like, look at him. Like, his reaction there to them shaking the cameras to pretend there's an earthquake going on was fucking ridiculous looking. It looks so fucking. His timing was way off. Like, I think he actually did it. Like, braced himself like an earthquake, like a millisecond before the earthquake actually started shaking
nice,
the cameras.
You little bitch.
No, man. I hear he's gay now. He's not. I think he's fine. But
no, man. I hear he's gay now. You think the babysitter was fucking him?
You heard Donald Trump? We can't be friends with that no more.
Oh yeah.
The babysitter. But I don't know. His acting is kind of shoddy on this though, but he was amazing in Pet Sematary, and like I said, Full House. He was really funny. And speaking of Full House, dude, they're finally putting that on streaming. The original show. It's going to Hulu though, which doesn't make a lick of fucking sense because Fuller House is on Netflix. So I don't know. It sucks that Hulu. But I'm saying like I'd rather watch Full House on Netflix because I hate the Hulu apps. Dude, Hulu always has shitty apps on everything I try to watch it on. Yeah. It crashes nonstop. And like a third of the time, it won't even populate anything and it'll crash. And most of the time when it does crash in the middle of programming, it's during one of those stupid ads. It's fucking horrible, man. I hate it.
I noticed that when I had it for a while, yeah.
I would absolutely consider paying the extra couple of bucks to go no commercials but the app is not stable. It's like, why? I fucking feel like an idiot for paying what I do for it, you know? Because it's never works. Like sometimes when I get the urge to watch Hulu, I back out and go back to Netflix, and it's a shame. And because I know that problem is there, I never even think to watch Hulu because of that. So I don't know why there isn't more complaints about it.
Why you still pay for it, bitch?
I gotta watch America's Got Talent, man.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you weren't expecting that, were you? That curveball.
No, I wasn't. At all. Well, did you just make that up, or are you serious?
It's kind of both. No, I'm not like obsessed with it, but I do watch it. Howie Mandel, he looks like a big cock.
Oh, Howie, man. He was in Little Monsters. That movie's awesome.
He was in Little Monsters. Hey, Bobby's world. Uncle Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Socks in a can.
That would have made this movie interesting, though, as if the babysitter was fucking them.
Oh, yeah. It would have been a total weird side plot.
That'd have been awesome. We could get some shots of her sucking his little dick.
Like, Wes, I don't understand. Did Wes Craven tell him to act like a kid that's on medication?
Maybe.
You know, like those ADD kids and they get on Ritalin?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's the way he's playing this role. Like, just kind of walk like you're zombified all the time and you're on Ritalin. And, you know, he's not one of the better parts of the movie.
He's got that good shit.
You and that, it's like, you're that girl from that movie. You know, guy with the... That's what I love about my job. Get to meet all the stars. I'm hardly a star. You kidding? I love your stuff.
Have you seen this movie that many times?
Yeah. But they never should have killed off Freddy.
Yeah.
He looks like Gene Siskel. Guy with a...
What do you think the odds are of him recognizing her from those movies?
If he was a horror fan, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street's a pretty common movie. But even then, even though a lot of people know that movie and have seen it, everybody's pretty... those people are still casual, right? Like maybe they've seen it once or twice in their lives.
Yeah.
And those kind of people aren't really good with faces. Especially people like her, where that's the only movie they're going to know her from. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if he's like a really big horror movie fan, or if he likes that movie enough, hell yeah, he'd recognize her. Especially here, because it's only a decade later. I mean, she looks basically the same.
Yeah.
She's looking a little old now, though.
This is a great scene.
This is a great scene. I love it, man. But what kind of whacked out fucking TBN talk show is this? It looks like a Trinity Broadcast Network.
I guess this was based on like a real event that happened when they were there, like Wes Craven and Robert Englund were in San Francisco or something. They were asked on some talk show, and the topic was like, what do you think? Like, do you think it's bad that kids can watch this movie? And I guess whenever they came out, all the kids in the audience were chanting Freddy.
Oh, but he really didn't come out and surprise them as Freddy?
I don't think so. I think it was just normal. So it was kind of funny because they were talking about...
It's a great scene because, I mean, she's a pretty good actor, but she genuinely looks shocked when he comes out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if they really kind of snuck it up on her a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, this isn't real, man. This is still a movie.
Let me see if they... Yeah, the way they cut it, it looks pretty real. Like maybe that part.
Yeah.
We'll do lunch. It's weird hearing him without the voice changing, they do in post.
Yeah. It's funny too because in some there's always one shot or one scene where they don't
Give me 4.
use it. You ever notice that?
Yeah, what shot?
Like in Freddy vs. Jason, it's when he went, "Hey, asshole," or something like that. And in part 3, it's whenever he changes and then he sets up and goes, "Come on, Joey." Like his voice is high pitched.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, he also does it during the part in 3. What does he say? Right before he says, "Let's get high."
Oh, yeah.
What's the line he says right before he says that?
"We're all friends, you and I. Let's get high."
Yeah, friends, you and I. Let's get high. I mean, there's a couple of moments where he does do it. But in the first one, his voice is way warped. "I'll kill you slow."
Yeah.
But then he doesn't do it in the beginning of the movie. "This is God."
Well, it's not really him doing it. It's whoever edited the movie, the sound design.
Yeah, I know.
You're saying it like he's the guy sitting in there doing that.
I know. You blew your line, Robert Englund. You didn't do the guttural vocals that time. Look, I could tell by the way he was walking away when I was looking at his ass that he's wearing whitey tighties, dude. You could see the outline of his skivvies under his pants. He was wearing fucking whitey tighties.
They ride up, man.
I think Scream Factory put it out. I'm not sure if Scream Factory put it out. I want to say maybe, but I think they put out that Phantom of the Opera movie he did.
Oh yeah, I never seen that.
I rented it when it first came out back in around this time, around 94, 95.
It just looked like Freddy Krueger on the cover.
Yeah, well, and I think they milked that with some of the taglines.
Yeah.
To kind of I don't know, to kind of mislead you or sell you on that. But I remember we rented it and man, I don't remember anything about it because I fell asleep. It's so boring. But I'm curious to try and watch it again. I think you can get it pretty on the cheap on Blu-ray. And I'd be interested in checking it out. I just remember there was a tit, in the first scene.
A tit.
Yeah, and it was a big deal. It was just like a chick rolling over in bed, and she had a single tit.
Oh yeah, look at the tit. Oh baby. Wasn't it awesome as a kid whenever you got a movie where it showed tits? And it was just like, damn. We were talking about, because me and Mac did the American Pie commentary last night, and Aaron couldn't join in. But that was one of the things we mentioned, this was, because that movie came out when I was 9 years old. So that was totally one of those movies that I jacked off to, the Shannon Elizabeth scene. Because you couldn't just get porn easily as a kid. So you get happy when you saw movies where there were titties in them.
Oh yeah, especially back when that movie came out, the internet was around, but it wasn't super prevalent. And if you knew one of the kids that did have internet, it was fucking dial up, and it took an hour to find a picture of some tits.
And it was just pictures too. That was before Pornhub, where the videos were free and stuff too.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what year it was. Was it 1999 American Pie came out?
99, yeah.
And you weren't born in 1990, were you?
89, but it came out in July, and my birthday was in November.
Gotcha. You be rounding down.
I was jacking off at 9, baby.
So I was 12 then, 12 and a half.
Oh, you an old bitch.
Yeah, I'm fucking old.
You're already in the double digits.
That was a really popular movie, man. It really was. Mm-hmm. And, I've seen them all at one point or another. I've seen the first one the most. I've seen the second one at least a couple of times. I've seen American Wedding maybe once, and I've seen some of the directed DVD ones too. I think I saw
2 and 3 in the theater.
What's the one with Stifler's little brother, and it's got the really hot ass chick?
Stifler's little brother's in the second one a lot, I think. Oh, are you talking about the straight to video ones?
Yeah, the straight to video one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of those.
The different actor that plays Stifler's brother. I've even seen one of those, and the chick in it's super hot, man. She's fucking banging. Right.
She banging.
Did you see? This is Kind of off topic. Did you see? Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this. I love Robert Shea, man. The guy is really my fucking hero.
Would you suck his dick?
No, I wouldn't do that. But I mean, I'd let you do that. But no, he's amazing. If you guys haven't watched that Never Sleep Again documentary, do it. Because to me, he's the most fascinating part of it. Just his entrepreneurship and, you know, how he got New Line, or AKA the house that Freddie built, started. You know, he obtained, I think he discovered that Reefer Madness was free to use, right? Public domain. And that was a obscure old fucking propaganda film that really wasn't the name it is now as far as, you know, what we know it for. But he took it and it became a hit in like college campuses, you know? It became this big fucking joke. And I think he ran it. He was fucking producing this shit and running it out of his like small little studio apartment.
Those propaganda movies are always funny too. Like if you find them on YouTube, like the homosexual ones where they're like, little Timmy doesn't know John is a homosexual. And it's like, oh yeah, all homosexuals like fucking kids. That's funny shit.
I don't know, man. That's what you and Mac talk about all the time.
We ain't gay though. We like to fuck kids. We ain't gay.
Hey, God. Oh, deleted. Deleted. But no, it's fascinating. I love Robert Shea. I think he's fat. I think he's just anybody that's, I don't know, has any sort of mind for business. I think he's a pretty good role model to have. But and then, you know, then there's the whole he was all in, you know, because after the first Freddy movie, he got some money to do that. It proved to be successful on the small budget. Somebody offered to buy out the property, right? For the sequel. He got offered a buyout that would have it would have been a nice cash buyout, like for the time, but he was thinking big and he rolled the dice, man. And, you know, look at him. I think it was like 15 years later, he finally sold fucking New Line to Time Warner. And now he's probably retired, right? After they acquired, it was after they had a giant ass hit with, Lord of the Rings. You know, because in the 90s, New Line was awesome, but they weren't doing huge budget movies like that. But they were on a roll doing things like, you know, Seven and Mortal Kombat, you know, these modest hits, right?
Yeah.
And, but probably not huge budgets. And then they got Lord of the Rings, man. And after that, man, he fucking sold to Time Warner. And I guess they found his dollar figure. I was like, all right, I'll sell.
I wish they would have put out Angus on Blu-ray before he did that.
Was that New Line?
I think it was, yeah.
You got to get mad at Time Warner, man.
Fuck them.
Because Blu-ray wasn't around when he sold it, man. I mean, like, I want to say he sold it right in the middle or after the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean.
Yeah. He's wearing a Fangoria shirt.
Oh, is he?
The husband. And I read today, or just a while ago while getting ready, that the new glove in this movie was made to look like the glove from the theatrical trailer of the original movie.
The bones, you mean? Like that?
Yeah, you ever notice that in the original like theatrical poster of the did I say trailer? I meant the
the poster that's going over Nancy's face.
Yeah, my bad. The poster. I always noticed that like it was a fucking weird looking glove in that.
I mean, I've obviously noticed it, but I've never really thought about it. So yeah, I guess that's right. I'm gonna look it up right now, actually. Come on, where are you? Funny glove.
Funny glove. It's goofy looking in this, I think. I don't like it.
But yeah, you're right. I'm looking at it right now, and it's kind of a hybrid. It's like it looks like It looks like the flesh is there, but what are the bone? Yeah, I guess it is. No, it is. It's like metal looking bones and like the flesh. But to his credit, Freddy's face is a fucking skull.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why is Freddy's face a skull?
I guess they didn't want to show the monster on the poster, so they just made one up, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because that's not exactly Nancy on the front, is it?
Because on the VHS box and stuff, they always cropped out Freddy's face, the skull. You just see
And it was just the glove.
Yeah.
I think that would have been better, to be honest with you.
Yeah. They probably thought
What?
that too after.
There's no tagline on this. I'm looking at the poster. Oh wait, is there? Hold on. The tagline's pretty the tagline's pretty lame. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. I like the tagline to Dream Child. It's just Freddy delivers. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's the best part about that fucking movie is the tagline. And I actually think the poster's pretty cool, actually.
It is.
I used to have a giant...
The VHS box was cool.
I used to have a giant ass poster, movie poster of Freddy 5. And I no longer have it. It's actually back home in storage in the Midwest, but
the only way you can see that movie uncut is if you get the VHS version.
Oh yeah, do they leave in all the good stuff that I've never seen? Is that what it is?
On all the DVDs and the Blu-ray, it's cut. It's the rated R version, not the unrated version.
What did they? So, is it really that much better though? Because that movie sucks dick. I mean, is there something amazing? On
Just
the VHS?
longer gore kills, like longer shots of the gore, like the motorcycle.
Yeah, got the need for speed.
This boy's got the need for speed. That was like the best kill in the movie. It was so weird.
Yeah, it was pretty inventive. It was pretty crazy.
He turns him into fucking Spawn for no reason.
He's my guard. Why is this kid such a faggot, man? He's got a dad in the picture. Like, I don't understand why he's such a mo. He's my guard. Like, how old is he? He's talking like... It's really weird because, like, I maybe Wes Craven just doesn't know how to direct children. Because how many children are really in his movies? Can you think of any little kids that are in his movies? There's not a single little small child in Scream. There's no small children in Nightmare 1. I don't think there's any kids in Last House on the Left, or there's no small children in Hills Have Eyes. So he never ever. This is like the only movie I can think of where he directed a small child. And I just don't think he knows how to direct. People Under the Stairs,
maybe.
Yeah, but he was a teenage. He was like a preteen. That's a little different. This is a small. He's supposed to be a small child, but see, I don't think Wes Craven knew how to write or direct a small child because I don't know how old this kid is. He looks like he's about 6, maybe 7.
Oh, he's got boner.
But it's like Wes Craven is trying to get him to act like a 3-year-old, you know? And he's way too old for that, and it comes off hammy, right?
I don't know. Guard. I never really had a problem with him in this movie, like a lot of people.
But I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, though? Like, what fucking 7-year-old has stuffed animals and has a room like that and talks like a faggot, like, he's my guard, daddy, blood. I mean,
maybe he's gay, man. Who cares? A fucking... Leave him alone.
I'm getting so enraged by it.
This scene.
It's really cool, good. Except for the CG. I hate how the claw comes up like CGI.
Yeah, it's really.
It kind of looks like gay. I wish it was like stabbing through the upholstery.
It doesn't really make sense that it comes out like ripply, like water or something.
I just think in the mid '90s, people wanted to take advantage of CGI any way they could because it was like the new shit. It was the new technology. Like, oh, it's so cool and cutting edge.
Yeah, that's like one of the big no-nos too now is if you're going to do CG, don't put it in front of like a fucking checkered background or something. And on here, it's like a weird kind of striped upholstery seat.
Look at this.
Yeah,
it's like checkered. Yeah, look at it. You see it?
Yeah. Like even whenever you wear just a checkered shirt, like that plus the frame rate of the camera like causes a weird strobe
He's about
light
to tap his cot.
looking effect.
Tap his cot.
Oh yeah.
He was singing REM a second ago. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight.
Remember
look at that. It looked horrible.
Yeah. Remember like when the guy from REM was in like an episode of Pete and Pete and shit?
No, I don't.
They had like all kinds of weird cameos. I miss that show. Did you ever read the lyrics to the theme song? They're so fucking weird.
Yeah. No, I never did.
I should have said he shoot me.
Yeah.
What you gonna buy? That's something we should do too. We should pick an episode of that show to do.
No, I totally would. If there's like a special one, I think we should experiment with doing some of those just retro shows. I mean, 90s throwback stuff. I mean, it's kind of, like I said, like I said on the Camp on Awana fucking one, it kind of caters to a 90s crowd, but, you know, whatever. If a lot of people don't listen to them or they don't get that many hits, they're still fun to do. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
What a horrible experience it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like this movie better or Freddy's Dead? Or sorry, no, that's a dumb question. I mean, do you like this movie better or Freddy vs. Jason?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen Freddy vs. Jason. I remember like noticing while I was watching it out of the theater that it wasn't as good as it was in the theater.
Yeah, it's not as a movie. It's not that good, but it's a good popcorn movie.
Yeah,
you know? Like it's not. I think it does what it set it's out to do. It's not scary at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a scary movie. It's just hokey, but it delivers on what it's supposed to. Right? Turns into like this big fucking boxing match at the end. It's like a pay-per-view event. You know, but it's satisfying. And all the way up until the cheesy ass Freddy winking at the camera at the end, his head, which is fucking stupid. But we should do that one. I would really like to do Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep,
that would be a lot of fun. But I don't know. Like,
I've been making a list of movies we need to do for October since we had that big blowout, like October Bash last year.
Yeah, we'll kill ourselves again. Absolutely. I think this is the quote unquote better movie, but I think Freddy vs. Jason's more fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I was thinking about movies too. I'd like to do. I'd love to do like Psycho 2 or 3. Psycho 3 might make a better movies. Psycho 3 might make a better commentary because it's kind of a fucking hack job. It's a little cheesy. Jeff Fahey's kind of a cheeseball. It's the guy. Hey, it's the guy that played Meatloaf in the made-for-TV Meatloaf story.
You saw that
one movie? I've seen it, man.
I've seen that movie too.
That's him.
Yeah, he also played in Pauly Shore's Dead. He was his big number one fan. I want my weasel, and I want him now.
Oh, that's him.
It's awesome.
Wow.
He just grew a mullet or something.
I think doing Psycho 2, 3 would be cool. And, because it's kind of obscure. Psycho 2's, I like Psycho 2 a lot better. Psycho 3 would just be a little bit more obscure.
I like them both. I don't understand why those movies are so, like, low radar. You know what I mean?
Well, especially the second one. The third one I can understand. I mean, it does kind of shit on the Hitchcock legacy and shits on the original a little bit. And they kept making all these fucking sequels. Yeah, I think it did, even if they're enjoyable. I haven't seen the third one in a very, very, very long time, but I remember it being very much. It just seems like a B-class 90s horror movie, early 90s horror movie. It does.
It went total slasher, but I enjoy it.
No, exactly. It's a product of its time. It literally looks at what it come out like 91.
Yeah,
something like that. It literally feels like but that's why I like it, because I love movies that are set in like 91, 92. I love the early 90s. That's why I like Salute Your Shorts, right? 91, 92. I love that whole era because that's when I was a little kid. And I don't know. I like seeing fucking jam boxes, boom boxes, and Guns N' Roses. And I just like seeing what they were dressed in, acid wash jeans.
Oh, dude, boom boxes. We should have watched fucking Friday the 13th 8. Jason takes me in hat and AKA Jason shows up to Times Square for 5 seconds and kicks a boombox.
Yeah, man. We'll have to do that too. Is that one in the box?
Yeah, it's in the drive. It's been there for a while.
Or it's on Voodoo Manhattan. We can do that one next. That actually would be fun.
We were gonna do it with Riverman though.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's taking him so long. Riverman's out of town this weekend.
So many Riverman shows on the back burner.
I know. We have to, in honor of George Romero, we're gonna do Dawn of the Dead. That's Riverman's favorite movie, so we have to wait for him. and he's tied up this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see if we can, get him tied down for next weekend. Look,
I think I might be out of town next weekend too.
Are you serious, man?
I think so.
Where are you going?
We'll see. I might not.
Well, we'll make something work regardless. Did you notice that the boyfriend was back there for a brief second from the first movie, the one that was being chased by the cops? Tina's boyfriend.
Up yours with a twirling lawnmower.
Yeah, he might have had some scenes that got cut, but like you can just kind of see him in the background.
Yeah, it was just a cameo he showed up for. This is when they were gonna have. He wanted to have what's his name?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Oh, they want him at the funeral.
I was like that shot where they're pulling him.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. I mean, it's always pretty creepy. Even
That's
this looks
cool.
neat.
You ever see the movie Trilogy of Terror 2?
No, I've seen the first one.
Oh, the second one came out in the 90s, and I actually like it better. But like the first part of the trilogy, like there's always 3 stories, and the first one had like giant rats, and it had a scene similar to this towards the end of that one.
Stay with me, Heather. It's so weird to see Freddy in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've always thought about, and to me, it only makes that makeup look cheesier.
Yeah,
when they show him out, when they show him out in the sunlight in the broad daylight like that, I mean, it just makes it look more like a mask. But I used to think it was cool when I was a kid. I thought it was actually really cool.
Yeah, I thought his new look. I always thought new looks and stuff like that were cool as a kid, but later on, it's just like, oh, this is the only one where he has this weird, different look.
But at the same time, I think it's kind of cool. It's different for this movie. I mean, for what it is. But Wes Craven regrets it, right? Doesn't he say he regrets changing the makeup?
He says it's one of those things that, like, sometimes he thinks it was the right decision, and sometimes he regrets it. He kind of flip-flops on it.
Look, there he is again back there. Is there anybody else in this shot that I would recognize?
I think Tuesday Night from Part 4. It was another one.
Just as a cameo for, like, a Easter egg, not because you're really supposed to, I think it's cool they gave John Saxon sort of a, meaty enough role to where he had some dialogue,
Yeah. I remember thinking this scene was pretty creepy as a kid.
It is pretty creepy.
I remember the first time I watched this, I was still like, why is he watching it at night alone? I don't do that shit.
When it's not plugged in.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a victim of an electronic device working when it wasn't plugged in?
I don't think so.
I have. I used to, here's a freebie for you guys. This is sort of a little paranormal thing. So this is a freebie for our upcoming, hopefully soon, paranormal podcast.
Before you start, just a side note, we recorded that almost a year ago and it still isn't out.
Really?
Yeah.
During the holidays?
Yeah.
That wasn't almost a year ago. It was only like 8 months.
It's almost now.
So to bring you guys up to speed on that, I wanted to wait to put that out because I wanted it to launch with the new website. The new website is very close, but it's just been taking a little longer than I thought. But it is almost done. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know how much longer we'll wait on it. It's not time sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
It's not time sensitive. And I think launching it with the new website would be perfect. So hopefully the new website will be done in a couple of weeks. The people making it are slower than fuck. But what can you do? But no, I can't wait. I'm really excited about that one. And I want to do that one right. I want to get it totally mapped out. Before we actually launch it, I want to make sure we have a game plan. Like, I don't want to just throw an episode out there and then not know what we're doing exactly with it and not have an episode for like a month. I want to get the game plan going. And the idea is to have, I would like to be able to have guests on every single episode, but just total randos. I want to put the net out there for people that have some sort of paranormal experience. I mean, it could be ghosts, it could be demons, it could be aliens. I don't care if I believe you or not. Like, it doesn't have to be my flavor, my cup of tea. Like, I'll hear you out, and we just want to hear the stories. And I think that could be a really fun formula. So before we actually launch it, I want to kind of cast the net out there on social media, and I want to round up some people, maybe even record a couple podcasts worth, right? Just to kind of get it extra set. So that's what I want to do. I think it'd be fun, man. It'd be so fun talking to random people. Just random people, like maybe somebody will call in that claims they had intercourse with the devil, or something like, hey,
I jack off.
Like I met Satan on Tinder and I fucked him and he shot his demon spawn load inside of me. I'm not gonna judge anybody. I'm not gonna question anybody. I've got my own stories. You don't have to believe them. So anybody that wants to come on and talk with us, it's going to be completely fair game. Tell stories. I'll ask questions. We'll just chit chat. I'm not going to say, hey, you're full of shit or whatever. It'll be fun. But anyway, back to the device that wasn't plugged in. I lived in one house. I might get into it later, everything else that happened. But I had this, let's say a little snippet of it is, I had this like karaoke machine I used to always listen to. It was when I was a kid. And I only had a couple of cassettes. One cassette consisted of songs I taped off the radio. Like, I'll never forget. One of them was it was before Limp Bizkit came out. But it was actually the year Limp Bizkit came out. It was just right before their album dropped. But it was 97. But regardless, I remember it was like Until It Sleeps Metallica was on this tape. I taped Offspring, Gone Away on there. Just fucking whatever songs. But anyway, and the other tape I had that I wore the fuck out actually I had 3 tapes. The other tape I'd listened to was my Talk Boy, my Home Alone 2 tape that came with it. And it was just like sound bites and clips from the movie. And I used to listen to that. But anyway, that's fucking lame. But the other tape I had and I wore it out was the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack. Right? And I know it's kind of hokey. Yeah, Bobby Brown, On Our Own, New Edition, Supernatural. And then, but there's the one song, Run DMC did it. It was kind of like the theme for Ghostbusters 2. They were like the Ray Parker Jr. of that album. And do you remember, have you ever heard that song?
What song is it?
Fuck. I can't fucking think. It's
New Edition one?
No, that's Supernatural. I'm talking about the Run DMC song. Okay, I'm not even thinking about that song though. No, Dougie Fresh, the old school 80s rapper. He had a song called Spirit. And it actually plays in the movie. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a hokey album. It's fun. But one day I was cleaning in the living room and I had my bedroom door open, and all of a sudden I heard that fucking song turn on, Spirit, high blast all the way up. And it kind of starts off with that kind of Ghostbusters spooky. It's kind of creepy sounding actually before the rap comes in. But then I walk into my room and the fucking thing's not even plugged in.
That's crazy shit.
Yeah, I picked it up. It's not plugged in, nothing, no power light, but it's fucking blasting.
What did the player have any batteries?
No, it wasn't battery operated. Yeah, it was fucking crazy, man. So, I mean, it stopped playing when I took the tape out. But yeah, I don't know. I can't explain that. And I'm not saying like there's any relevance to it being Ghostbusters, like, ooh, ghosts. I just think that's the only tape I had in there for me to get fucked with, But yeah. Anyway, that's a little teaser. Oh, in that same house, believe it or not, this is kind of a weird coincidence. I wrote a Freddy fanfic.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote a screenplay.
Did he get fucked or fuck anybody? Like mine?
Oh, you wrote one too?
No.
Okay, I bet. No, it was funny because in this house, I wrote this Freddy story, this like fanfic. It was what I considered like a screenplay at the time. Of course, I didn't know anything about formatting screenplays or anything back then. I just kind of wrote it story style. But it was actually pretty cool. I remember the opening scene involved a hospital. That was pretty neat. It was basically just consisted of dreams and kills that I always wanted to see in the movies, right? Things that my imagination cooked up. And ever since I wrote that, and I swear it just made some of that activity go crazier. I don't know if it was like my mind getting more demented and it was feasting off that or what it was, but yeah, I haven't thought about that in years. I want to say, hey, I titled it too. I don't remember what I titled it.
Nightmare on Elm Street. What would it have been? Like part 6?
It would have been after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, 97. So it would have been between this movie and actually, this movie never did have a sequel.
Yeah.
Like Freddy versus Jason was the last Robert Englund movie, and to me, that movie's not even really canon. I know they kind of treat it like it's canon, but doesn't it kind of seem like it's its own side story?
I would consider it canon.
Would you really?
Yeah.
I don't. I consider it totally side story.
Would you consider it canon to the Friday the 13th series?
I'd consider them both just fun spin-off. It's like
it even starts out in Friday the 13th with the like how Jason Goes to Hell ended.
Yeah, I know. And Freddy makes all these references to, I'll make you remember on all that bullshit. Isn't that fucking movie? But I don't know. I just think it's just for fun. It's kind of like just like Alien versus Predator. Alien versus
Part
Predator
5 is just for fun and it's canon.
What?
It's shitty. I said Part 5 was just for fun and it's canon and it's shitty.
I know, but that one actually feels canon, unfortunately. This Freddy vs. Dead doesn't. It reminds me of AVP. It's like, yeah, Alien vs. Predator, they kind of bring in the Wailing Corp and the whole thing and they tie it together, but the Alien movies are totally separate. Like the Alien, the Chief series doesn't acknowledge the Predators at all. I mean, it's just something that's totally for fun, and I don't think it should be taken too seriously. It's a popcorn movie. Yeah. So for me, it's a side thing. I don't think it's a sequel. I really don't. Like for example, if they ever made a Freddy movie with Robert Englund, if they ever did, would you want them to sit there and acknowledge fucking Jason in it? No, it's just fucking stupid. I would rather just be a straight up Freddy movie.
I'd be fine with that.
I would. Do you think? I mean, I know makeup's makeup, but do you think Robert Englund could play Freddy again if he ever wanted to?
I think
he's too old.
I don't know.
I do too, but I think he's a little too old now, man. He even looked a little old in the Freddy makeup in Freddy vs. Jason, right?
Yeah.
Because he had a gut. And
what's kind of funny? What's kind of funny is originally Robert Englund wanted to cast an old man to play Freddy.
What?
Originally Robert Englund. Wait, no.
For that movie?
Fucking Wes Craven wanted to cast an old man.
I was fixing to say, Robert Englund wanted to get rid of his fucking role. Like an old man in the original movie.
Yeah, in the original.
Okay. Well, I mean, why does it really matter if he's like burn up makeup? You might as well have someone that's vital. But in Jason versus Freddy, even underneath the prosthetic and the mask, you could tell he's got more meat on his face,
Yeah.
And he's got a little bit of a gut. I mean, I don't know. To me, it still worked, but I just think now he's tipped the scale too much. He's a little too old now. But, and you would just see like the jowls on. It's, I don't know. I think, what did he look like when he did the Freddy makeup for those cons? Those meet and greets? Did he look old?
He looked fine to me. Like it just looked.
Did he?
They used like the more comical makeup style rather than the original two.
The real burn. I don't like the makeup in Jason versus Freddy.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a fucking rubber mask.
He looked bad because they had him wearing a goofy ass sweater with the con name on it rather than his normal sweater.
Oh, on the the convention thing? Yeah, that's stupid. You pay all that fucking money he was charging, man. It's just like, come on. It's so hokey. But, I mean, in Freddy versus Jason, though, I don't like his makeup in that because it looks like a rubber mask.
Yeah, it looks weird.
It's all glossy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a rubber mask. His makeup only looks good in the first few movies, right? Where he actually looked like he was like a burn victim and he was, I don't know.
Yeah, around part 4 is when it started getting too glossy and comical looking.
What happens here? Is this oh, okay. What's he gonna do now? Is this when he puts the fucking knives on his fingers?
Yeah, I think so.
I touched him.
We missed that.
Did
we? Did we? Maybe not.
I don't know. We're too busy fucking talking.
I'm
That's
reading
what we do in a commentary.
There was a scene in the script that depicted Robert Englund having a Freddy nightmare. And in the nightmare, he was like stuck in a big spider web and it had like the demon Freddy was a giant spider.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, it says it got dropped.
Why didn't they fucking do that? Why?
It says because it didn't fit the film's overall tone. Sounds cool to me.
Well, I get it, because he's not the focal. He's not the focal, and they're not really, because it doesn't fit the tone, because we're focusing on Freddy in the real world, not so much the dreams.
Yeah.
But still, it probably works that they just look at that fucking, what are those fingers poking up under the knives, you know?
Yeah, I always notice that.
It looks like a machine.
Probably.
Like it looks like a prop. Why does his fucking hand like go down when she wakes up? Like, wouldn't it just vanish?
It's probably supposed to be like the scene from the original in the bathtub.
I guess. I'm just like, don't you think? If she's just dreaming it, don't you think it would disappear? Why would it? Yeah, but yeah, it's weird. What the fuck? Oh, the Robert Englund dream. I think that would have been cool, though. Yeah, it would have been out of place, because it would have, I don't know, it would have taken the focus off her and everything else that was going on, because like, what are you going to have a bunch of, because she's the focus the whole movie. She's the focus the whole movie, and to have one dream where it involves somebody else would have been out of whack, because this is the only movie where it pretty much centers on the one person the whole time. But continue, sorry.
Yeah, and they might have actually used some shitty CG for the spider, so maybe it was a good thing.
Yeah, you're right. What was I kind of like the idea. I don't know, like when I saw this movie, the way I interpreted it was, I kept it kind of simple. I interpreted it as a real demonic force, like the devil or a real demon, taking the form of Freddy, you know, and tormenting. And I thought that was dark as shit, right? Yeah, I thought that was dark as shit. But the fact that I don't think that's the way Wes Craven intends it, I think it is.
I think it is. It's just an ancient demon that has taken the form of Freddy.
I don't know. I think he was trying to get more. No, because remember Wes Craven when he's talking about the script with Nancy, you got to finish the story, Nancy, or whatever he's saying. He's saying like Freddy was forgotten about because of Freddy's dead and they weren't making movies anymore. So the entity of Freddy materialized in the real world. Like, that's kind of fucking cheesy.
I don't remember.
Yeah, look at the scene whenever she talks to Wes Craven, right? Because you know Wes Craven's writing the script and everything else. That's a little kind of hokey, like the actual entity of the story of Freddy became something real and a material. That's weird. But if it was just like a legit demon, and that's the way it always felt to me, especially at the end when he kind of has the devil horns when he's burning.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's rad as shit. I think that's really cool. But
this is the scene.
I don't know. Don't you think the yeah, I touched him. That's a throwback as well. Oh man, fucking snowballing out his mouth.
I'm reading that the kid Miko Hughes, his name was a Freddy fan, and I guess he watched Robert Englund get in the makeup every day.
Oh yeah. Well, that would have helped him as a kid, because you think a kid actor might be scared of that if he didn't see the actual actor every day getting the makeup, you know, and kind of, you know, get used to it being just fiction and him being an actor. I could see a kid being freaked out. Can you imagine Alex Vincent and Chucky? Mm-hmm. Fucking freaky as shit, but you know, hopefully he was involved with the behind the scenes stuff. Which, by the way, man, did you see they released that new picture from a Cult of Chucky of him and Tiffany, the doll?
Is she in there?
Yeah, they released a new set photo, and it's a picture of the Chucky doll. He's got the stitches on his face next to the Tiffany doll.
Really? I thought Tiffany got out of the...
I know, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I sent the picture to you and Mitchell, I think, earlier today. But, yeah, man, all I know is I was pretty let down.
It could just be like promotional picture too. Like not maybe the doll's not actually in the movie. It's just a picture for fun. Who knows?
I don't know. I just sent you the picture again on your personal. Look, I just fucking heard it. Turn your phone off, man. We're professionals.
That picture's from fucking Seed of Chucky. Or is that just... Oh, look, there's Lynn Shay.
Yeah. She's a nurse. Another nurse.
That like breaks...
Oh, right there. Yeah, right
like
there.
Did she notice, like, hey, wait, wasn't that my teacher in high school? In the movie?
Dude, that's not from Curse of Chucky or Seed of Chucky, is it?
That picture is. Or is it just a thumbnail? Sure? Yeah. I just rewatched Seed of Chucky the other day.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. That is the thumbnail. If you look at the article, I'll show you. I'll just send you the picture. I'll send you the actual picture that they're referring to. My bad. Okay. Sorry if I cut out that fucking movie out of my memory. Seed of Chucky.
Me and Mac watched that in the theater.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the picture, though. I just sent it to you. Check it out.
Yeah.
And it's official. I mean, it's an official shot.
Would you fuck the Tiffany doll?
Absolutely not. I would. Have you ever fucking humped a doll? Be honest.
I don't know. Probably.
Oh my god.
Why not?
Would you fuck a rubber pussy?
Yeah.
You could buy those rubber asses. Remember those videos? Didn't you send me the videos of the guy slapping the fake asses?
Yeah, my big black ass.
They're jiggling.
It was funny. He kept calling, like, you could get the big black ass. That was awesome.
I watched, that reminds me of I watched that old, the grapefruit oral technique video again today. You seen that?
Yeah. I'd let her do that to me.
I'm sure you would, man.
I'd be like, damn, I already finished, baby.
I forgot Lynn Shay had a part in this. It's weird how some of the actors play themselves, but some of them play other roles. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Weird, man. The only other thing I knew...
I'd let Lynn Shay sit on my face.
I bet you'd lick her asshole, man.
Hey, that's what I just said.
Oh, that's right. Hey, what's the deal with all these... Why don't they make sure these fucking kids actually swallow? Like in every single movie, like involving something like sleep, man, they just don't. Exactly. Didn't she do that in the first one too? She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of throwbacks. I've said it a lot of times, but I do think the sequence where he runs out of the hospital home and the Freddy's in the sky is really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks a little dated, you know, the effects or whatever, but I think it's really cool when he's dangling him over the fucking traffic with a giant Freddy hand. It's pretty cool. And it's actually pretty, cause to me, that sounds like a dream I would really have in real life.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dream I'd really, I mean, I want to say I've had dreams like that where you're running outside and you're running from something and something in the sky appears. Like you can't run from that. It's in the fucking sky. I could see you everywhere. And when all the Freddies are running at him, it's pretty fucking scary, man.
I gotta take a wee real quick. I'll be right back. Just got pee-pee.
Give me a break.
Damn.
Go for it. Hurry up. Zach, you hear him fucking leaving everybody. Zach just needs to rub one out. He's got a problem. I don't know. He gets fucking horny over the weirdest fucking things. And he says, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take a wee. But it's like, you hear him talking about all that shit, right? Talks about all the fucking perverted shit he does. I'd suck his dick. This and that. He'd always suck all these guys' dicks. And I just think it pents up and he can't take it anymore and he has to leave. You know, sometimes he jokes when I keep him waiting to start recording, like, oh, you were taking so long, so I decided to jack off. You know, he says it kind of like he's joking, but I think he's serious. I think he's got a problem. I think he's jerking off to thinking about sucking somebody's dick, which is funny. I mean, don't ask, don't tell. I mean, he's still my friend, you know, that's whatever. Just because I don't do it myself and I don't understand the appeal doesn't mean I don't love the guy, you know. I love the scene. This is the scene I was telling Zach about a moment ago, where Wes Craven's kind of talking about the script. He's writing the new screenplay, and it kind of alludes to the fact that Freddy, the Freddy spirit in this movie is connected to the Freddy of the films. Oh, he's back, everybody. We'll stop talking about him. Don't talk about him. Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby.
Oh, okay. We weren't talking about you while you were gone.
Oh, yeah. Look at that statue. I want to sit on it.
I knew you were going to fucking say that, dude. I knew you were going to fucking say that. The second I saw that fucking statue, I'm like, watch, he's going to wish he could sit on it. And dude, it's extra funny when you go back to edit this podcast, what I was talking about while you were gone, it makes what you just said even funnier.
Awesome.
They're all in on it. They're all in it. He's got a problem, everybody. I knew it though, man. I knew you. I saw that phallic statue. I'm like, man, he's gonna want to fucking do some fucking squats on that thing.
That's sad, man. You got my jokes all figured out before I say them.
We're like an old married couple. I fucking finish your sentences. I should start finishing your sentences. Oh, and I'll do it in your voice, like while you're saying, "Oh, I want to sit on it." No, it's funny, man. This is the scene I was talking about earlier, though, where he's kind of like alluding to the fact that the Freddy in this real world that's tormenting all these real actors is the materialization of the real Freddy entity from the movies because he's forgotten, you know? But I don't know. That's just I like my interpretation better. I'd rather it be like just a plain old demon that's just latching on to that familiar face, right? Because that would be a brilliant idea. It's like, because for a demon to latch on to an already established boogeyman, right? Everybody fears, especially kids, all feared Freddy Krueger. He was famous. They did all the work for him. Why not inhabit that image, right? They kind of do. It's like when you grow up having all these nightmares and stuff about Freddy's and Chucky's and things like that.
It'd be genius, yeah. Just look like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I mean, a demon coming out of nowhere and be Jason, yeah.
I wish I was a demon so I could do that shit.
I used to have a lot of nightmares about Pennywise, man. Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah. What'd you think of the new It trailer?
I didn't watch the new one that dropped today or yesterday. I haven't seen it. Without spoiling it, is it any good? Or I mean, because I actually liked the first one they released.
It looks interesting. Yeah. Hopefully they do it right.
No, I hope so too. Hopefully it's just not all in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a good movie, man, it'll fucking change the game, man, because I think it'll do gangbusters. It'll do insane numbers for a horror movie.
And then maybe like good Stephen King adaptations will be in again.
Yeah, because now it's like he's got that coming out and he's got The Dark Tower coming out. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since he's had anything, and now he's got two very big movies coming out. And I never read The Dark Tower, but the books, I mean, the movie kind of looks appealing. I just don't like Matthew McConaughey, but
McConaughey. Did you watch what's that show called that he was in with Woody Harrelson?
Oh, True Detective with the nice tits.
Yeah, that chick shows a nice tits, baby.
But I watched those online, the tit shots, but I've never actually seen the series. I hear it's great. I just never watched it.
Yeah, it's really slow though. It's like a very talky kind of show. That's pretty much all they do is talk.
I'll watch it eventually. The thing is about HBO is I never get to watch those shows at all because I don't have HBO Now or HBO Go, whatever it's fucking called.
I'm gonna get it for whenever Curb Your Enthusiasm comes back.
I'll have to watch. Yeah, I have to watch that. Absolutely.
That's gonna make my dick go boop.
Yeah. I wonder if it'll probably be too new. I was about to say I want them to add it to Amazon, because the old seasons are on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Because they have all these old HBO shows on Amazon Prime. But that's where I go to watch you know, Eastbound and Down and all that stuff. All these old shows I catch up on now.
Mm-hmm. You ever watch The Wire?
You know, I started watching The Wire. And was that an HBO show or an FX show?
That was HBO.
What was it, HBO?
I've always heard it's the greatest show, and I try to watch it, and I just can't get into it.
Yeah, you know, kind of similar to me. Everybody said how amazing it was, and I have some friends that worship it, and I tried watching it, and you know, I got through maybe the first season, but I have to admit I was kind of forcing myself to keep watching it. Yeah,
it might be one of those shows that gets better at season by
I was having to force myself to watch it, and I don't know, it wasn't bad, but I don't know, like I was missing the mark. I had just gotten off watching Oz, and then like Eastbound and Down, and then I think maybe I was just worn out. It followed up Oz, man. Oz is just such a great show. I think it's probably my favorite show. I mean,
I still haven't seen all those.
That show's fucking. I love that show. That's the show I was really sad once I got through every episode. You know.
Yeah.
But following up The Wire with Oz was just was no competition. So, and everybody's great, man. There's so many good characters and actors on Oz. A lot of gay sex though, so you definitely like it.
Oh fuck yeah!
A lot of dudes kissing. A lot of dudes getting their buttholes and shit pushed in. Oh, it's the only jump scare in the movie.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? When there's just one jump scare.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Because it really comes out of nowhere. Why is this Freddy wearing leather pants? Was he Bon Jovi?
Yeah, he is.
He is, isn't he? Is he wearing?
They look shiny.
Leather. Yeah.
Maybe they're just suede or something.
Or I don't know what they are. Yeah, his eyes look like assholes.
I want to see her and Freddy fucking.
I wonder what Freddy's penis looks like.
Hell yeah.
I think his penis would have melted off in the fire.
Oh, you can see it in fucking Wet Dream on Elm Street.
I guess you're right. Do you think they fucking make it up, or it's just a regular guy's cock?
I think it's just a regular dick.
Is he wearing like actual Freddy makeup, or is he just wearing like a fucking hat and a sweater?
Yeah, he's wearing makeup.
Is he wearing a cheap mask?
It's a mask.
Is it like one of those Comic-Con cosplays where it's like the prosthetic and the makeup?
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of it yet.
Is he wearing a glove?
Mm-hmm. He's got a glove with little vibrators on the fingers.
So he's essentially the same thing as Edward Penis Hands. Where did you see this fucking thing?
You can watch the whole thing on Pornhub. Yeah. That's where I downloaded it from.
They also have like those Cosby Show spoofs, you know, those porn spoofs. Like the sitcoms.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, one time somebody sent me the Cosby Show one. It's fucking hilarious. It's the funniest damn thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's a guy like
He's got a Dr. Huxtable guy with a Cosby sweater, and he's talking to Rudy in her bedroom, a life lesson, and of course he ends up fucking her. And but it's got a laugh track, an audience laugh track, ha ha ha, making cheesy jokes. It's That's ridiculous. Awesome. It's ridiculous. It's just like a fucking sitcom, except there's dick sucking. It's so fucking weird, man. Not that I'm endorsing anybody going there and watching it or anything. It's ridiculous. It's not.
Why wouldn't you endorse that?
Dude, it's not. It's funny because like you can't stop laughing. If I
like, that's the shit I would endorse. Like if I ever run for president, it's gonna be that trailer, and then at the end, I'll say, "I'm Zach, and I approve this message."
Did you see the footage of Bill Cosby when him walking out of court after basically won his trial and it got thrown out?
Yeah, what the fuck? Did he get off with that? Like I wasn't following.
Yeah, he got off because I mean, they're just the jury. There wasn't enough evidence to convict. People's stories weren't quite matching up, and there were such old offenses. He got off. But it's funny, when he was walking out of the courtroom, he was really happy. And of course, there's like cameras on him and shit. And and of course, when people were trying to ask him questions as he's walking by, do you know what he fucking does?
What?
He doesn't say anything. He just does the Fat Albert. He goes, "Hey, hey, hey!"
Oh my god,
it's fucking weird, man. It's like, wow, I get it. He's happy, but jeez, maybe not so appropriate.
Damn it. Don't wait so fucking long to tell on the motherfucker.
I know, man. He's just going to do it again.
Ladies, if that shit happens, tell on him.
I know. Now that he's not behind bars, you're just allowing a 90-year-old Bill Cosby to stick his 90-year-old cock in somebody. That's gross. It's worse.
I'd let him fuck me.
I mean, he would have to drug somebody to be able to get him. He's 90, man. He can't.
He's got to be taking drugs to get a boner.
He's got a glass eye, man. He can't even fucking see you. Just stay on one side of his face.
Does he have a glass eye?
Yeah. I don't know if he's got a glass eye, but one of his eyes is blind, and it looks like a glass eye, where it looks blind. It's like limp.
So you can nut in his eye and he wouldn't even notice. That gets me hard. Oh, this scene's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty. He barfs the Exorcist shit.
Never.
I'm almost there.
It actually sounds gross. Look at this. It looks like he's going to
shit.
Yeah, he's not a good actor. They shouldn't have had him saying those lines, trying to get scary.
Let's cut this evil out of him.
Yeah, this scene's memorable.
The man from your films.
I guess one of those nurses is Wes Craven's daughter, too.
Oh, yeah? I thought he had the jungle fever and that was his wife. Oh, I
don't know.
That fucking thing over his bed that they were keeping him in, it looks like a little bag that you keep a comforter in when you buy it at the store.
Yeah.
Zipper.
Whenever they put the things around her hand, it reminded me of those bracelets in the 90s. Remember those?
Oh, like the snap on?
Yeah, you snap them on. We were easily fucking entertained in the 90s, man.
Oh, you're telling me? Oh, you can't say that. Look at the fidget spinner craze. Yeah. And the thing is about the fidget spinner craze is no different than the Pog craze. It lasts for about 6 months and then it's gone. Then you have some asshole with 3 million fidget spinners in their house that bought them all up to sell them. I by day I work in banking and I've already encountered it. I've already encountered people that have purchased loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of fidget spinners.
Really? Why?
Dude, so somebody I work with, especially somebody I work with directly, he had somebody call up and, he was working a case for him because they were trying to dispute and get their money back for like over 3,000 fidget spinners.
Oh my God.
And they obviously bought them wholesale and they wanted to dispute them even though they sold them secondhand for profit. And they were trying to get their money back. Like, what? And people, it's just like the Pog thing or Beanie Babies. It's like, oh yeah, these are huge. And then you buy, and by the time you buy a fucking shit ton of them and you get them all, it's already done. Like no one gives a shit about them anymore. I mean, fidget spinners are sold at Walmart now, and that's kind of like the ultimate sign of not cool. But it's like now,
like the Beanie Babies were getting bootleg versions, and people were buying them and finding out they got ripped off, and they were like shaken by it, like fuck.
Yeah, people just wanted that shit because of collector's items and money, man. It's so stupid. Do you know the fidget spinner is no different than the yo-yo, except the yo-yo has persisted through time. The yo-yo is actually great. But do you remember in the early early in the mid 90s where yo-yos made a comeback? Like a popularity?
They had the ones that you could sleep really easily and shit.
Well, they had the ones that lit up.
Yeah.
They had all the crazy ones that had like sparks shooting in the inside of them. But they were popular. And sometime in like the early mid 90s, everybody in my school had fucking yo-yos. That was the thing. They just fucking became popular out of nowhere.
You were only cool if you had a yo-yo.
Yeah. And then when I got into high school, it was all about the hacky sacks.
Mm-hmm.
People were playing fucking hacky sacks out front in the courtyard. You know,
I can never do that shit.
It's hard, man. It's tough. But do you remember Pogs though? Did you have Pogs?
I remember the name. I'm not picturing them. What they look like?
So they were. I could see why you might not remember Pogs because
were those the bottle cap things?
Yeah, the little cardboard, little chip looking things, and then it came with a slammer, and you stacked up your little cardboard chips. That's all they were. It's just like fidget spinners, where they're just the cheapest things.
Yeah,
they were little. They were the size of poker chips, but they were just little made of cardboard, and they usually had pictures. Like everybody jumped on the bandwagon. You had Power Ranger Pogs, you had Beetleborg Pogs, you had X-Men Pogs. Fuck, I mean, you had everything Pogs.
That was big in the third grade for me. I never got into it though.
It's another thing like the fidget spinner. It's the cheapest fucking thing to produce, and it's the easiest fucking little thing. And they just became so popular. But they were only popular for like maybe a year. That might be me being generous.
Yeah,
you know. But it's just like fidget spinners, and I don't know. But the slammer, dude, I remember. They were everywhere. I remember buying like Kellogg's cereal, and they'd come with slammers. Like, get the special collector's edition Power Rangers, the movie Slammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the Batman Forever. What?
She's like going hard for this kid, man. She must be fucking him.
Oh, man. She's just a good person. This is the cool scene in the movie, actually.
Yeah.
Because once again, it's another throwback to the original, you know, dragging her up the ceiling.
Yeah, and he's wearing a hat for some reason. Oh, wait. He kind of always wore a hat, but it's a different hat.
But he kind of looks cool, though. I like when he's wearing the long trench coat, the flasher coat, and the hat. He looks really cool.
He's Silent Bob.
It's a cool look.
Or Sam Kinison with a trench coat.
I always like picturing and imagining these Freddy movies and these Freddy scenes with different actors playing Freddy. Like, can you imagine this next scene? You know, when he's about to kill skin the cat. What
Bob
if that was
Saget.
Jerry Seinfeld playing him? No, Jerry Seinfeld.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
About to skin this cat.
Or the guy that played Kramer.
Yeah, fucking Michael Richards.
He'd probably
call that head nurse right there a very bad N-word.
Oh god, I always forget that happened to him, and that's why he disappeared for so long. Remember the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they made fun of him for it with him in the episode?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That whole season was awesome. That was a great fucking idea for that show. Have a
meta, do a reunion within a show with that.
Yeah.
Oh, looks cool. What's wrong with him? Why does he always talk like he's on? Ritalin?
He's supposed to be scared, but he just sucks.
Yeah. He's always so lifeless and emotionless. This looks pretty cool.
I want to see her get fucked by Freddy.
She just took it in the ass.
He blows his fucking nut on her at the end. You get the cum shot moment. And then those crazy, like, dried up sperms come out of his dick, like from Freddy's Dead.
Oh, yeah. I want it all. Is this where he goes, Rex?
Yeah, I think so.
like I said, this kid's like 7. You really think his little... Yeah, that's what a kid... You know what? He'd be so fucking running out of that room right now. not just watching.
Yeah. It's a good thing they walked out and aren't seeing this part, because then they'd know, like, something really crazy's happening. Oh, but the effect was given away by her little badge on her shirt. Did you see that?
Oh, was it lying flat?
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
You can't see it now. Maybe they noticed.
That sucks. What? Yeah, what the fuck did he do? Yeah.
He looked like he looked retarded or something.
Because he is, man, this fucking way.
It took him that long to get there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. This is a hospital, man. There should be people every fucking where.
Conveniently just long enough to not see the supernatural shit happening.
Yeah.
I always like that shot too, where Freddy kind of like tilts his head while he's on the ceiling.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's like Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling, man. God, man, look at her haircut, that nurse, man. Like, does she really think that's an attractive look, having a sponge on her head?
Yeah, it is a weird cut.
It's a weird cut. It's like, this isn't even like trying to, I don't know.
She gives no fuck.
Isn't this weird music in the movie? This part always has really weird music that doesn't seem in place.
Yeah, the music's more orchestrated in this one. I think that was new for the movies. I actually think the original soundtrack, the original theme, is one of the best in horror.
Oh, it's great. But listen to music.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like Freddy. Doesn't seem like
it doesn't really.
Well, the Nightmare on Elm Street music is incredible, but there's also I really like the original Child's Play theme. It's too bad they never brought that back.
Yeah, the
first one. It's really creepy, dude. I've watched the Blu-ray a million times, and then I've fallen asleep to that menu where it's just playing over and over again.
Yeah,
and it's gotten in my fucking dreams. Here's my favorite scene. Look at this shitty, cheesy, those CGI trucks and cars going around them. Green screen cars.
Green screen.
You mean he was too much of a puss to do his real stunt? Look at this. It looks fake, but not like, it doesn't look too fake to where it takes you totally out of it, I mean, it's fine.
Wait, he's picking him up with a razor sharp glove and his clothes aren't ripping?
Yeah, it makes no sense. Why didn't he just fucking slice him in half?
Yeah. He just wants Nancy to get scared.
A shit ton of people died in this accident, but yet she just doesn't give a fuck. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna just go after my kid."
Yeah.
That was a bad accident.
It's like a little fucking Mac on the movie we did a couple weeks ago. The Good Son.
What?
I couldn't think of the movie name.
Owen Wilson. Yeah, Good Son.
You thought I was talking about Mitchell, didn't you, when I said Mac?
Well, I didn't know if you were talking about that or Mac and Me.
That was weird, too, to have like an army of Freddy's, but just show them for like 2 seconds.
It wasn't even 2 seconds. It was like, it cut away for like half a second. It was really weird. And for like half a second, it didn't even look like, you would have thought they just would have duplicated the image of Robert Englund, but for like the split second it was there, it almost looked like it was different actors. They looked
probably was
different.
Yeah.
Because they had weird faces.
Like a mask on them.
Yeah, I should go back and just pause that one frame that's there. Because it goes by so fast, they can get away with it.
Mm-hmm. You remember the first time you watched this? Did you see this in the theater or no?
Yeah. No, we rented it as soon as it came out for rent, though.
Yeah.
At the same video store, I rented Haunted Ween in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, you finally found that movie too. Did you ever watch it on YouTube?
No, is it streamed on YouTube? No, I'll have to. We should do a random commentary for that movie sometime.
Yeah.
And the only way anybody would be able to follow along is if they had one of those rare copies of it, or if it's still on YouTube and doesn't get yanked down.
Yeah, they. I think if I remember right, I think I looked in the description and it said that it was put there by the people that made it on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, because it was. Well, that's good. So it'll never come down then. Filmed in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I always like this too, how it kind of switches and they're all of a sudden playing their characters.
No, that's really cool. And that's like what she has to do. She has to finish out. That's what I'm saying. It's not like a real demon. It's like he's really Freddy and he needs one last movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the cheesy part of it. Like, I really wish he just...
I guess in the original script, Robert, or why do I keep wanting to call Wes Craven Robert Englund? Wes Craven was going to be like, Wes Craven was going to be in a van. Yeah, there's where the switch happened. Like, he was going to be in a van that was driven by Michael Berryman. And I guess he was going to like, he was going to like cut his eyelids off so he couldn't fall asleep and shit. And Michael Berryman and him were going to be like, people that Freddy's been fucking with or something.
This is just in the script?
Yeah, like an early draft or something.
And in the script it said Michael Berryman? It had the actor?
It just had like his character name, but yeah, it was going to be Michael Berryman playing it.
Oh, interesting. What do you think? Do you think the whole Hansel and Gretel thing is a little anticlimactic?
Maybe now, but never as a kid. Thought it kind of worked.
Because, like, the whole Hansel and Gretel thing is a little cheesy because the only tie-in... Look at this, the score.
Yeah, it's really... Yeah, it's very, really different.
But it's like Nosferatu. Look at that.
Yeah.
I think that's a homage to Nosferatu. It has to be. His shadow against the wall. But, no, I think... I don't know, because the only thing that ties that whole ending of the Hansel and Gretel thing is her reading the story to him in the middle, right?
Yeah.
And she finishes the story at the end. Which makes no sense, but... Or does she read the script? I can't remember. At the very end, is she reading Hansel and Gretel?
Oh, yeah, she's reading the script, yeah.
Okay.
She reads like the opening scene.
She was reading Hansel and Gretel, though, to him early in the movie, right?
Yeah, throughout the movie.
Yeah, but isn't that weird that's the story they kind of underlined in this movie? It's kind of weird.
Yeah. They made the door blue again, like it was in the original. The only movie that has the blue door.
And that wasn't the original house, though, was it? Or did she walk into the original movie's house, or was that still her modern day house?
I think it was the movie house.
I think it was the original house. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to that house. I've taken some pictures in front of that house.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Somebody lives there. It's just a house.
I wonder if it's a fan of the movies. If like they were like, I gotta have that house.
It looks awesome. Like, I would love to live there because it's in the middle of, it's right off the Sunset Strip, and it's like one little street. It's not really a neighborhood. It's one street that looks like a suburb in the Midwest.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah, it's one little street that looks like a suburb. It looks, because you know the way Nightmare on Elm Street looks. It looks like a Midwest suburb, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if you walk fucking 20 yards to the left of Nancy's house or 30 yards to the right of Nancy's house, you're either on Sunset Boulevard or Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching Nightmare on Elm Street and if you could see them pan the cameras up a little bit to the left, you'd see like fucking billboards and all kinds of crazy Hollywood shit. It's just so crazy. It's surreal, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Kind of like a little set out in the open outside.
But they're real houses. They're real house. Yeah, exactly. They're real. Yeah, it's crazy. Some bodyguard.
You remember that movie Theodore Rex?
With Whoopi? She was also Eddie.
That's one of those movies I can't believe exists. Theodore Rex.
I don't even fucking remember it, man. I know the movie. I've never seen it. I used to see it for rent.
I can't believe it exists, but I'm happy to live in a world where it does.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I want to see what Theodore the Rex looks like again because I can't fucking remember.
Really cartoony, like not scary dinosaur looking at all.
Oh, it's like dinosaurs. He looks like dinosaurs, like the show Dinosaurs.
Yeah. That's a show we could do an episode of too.
Yeah, did they take that off Netflix?
Was it ever on there?
Yeah, a couple years ago, a year or two ago, the whole series was on Netflix.
It's probably before I joined. I have the box sets.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
How many seasons did it have? Just a couple? 2?
4, but each
really?
set has like 2 seasons each. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4.
Remember, that was all the rage for a couple seasons. That baby had a lot of toys.
Yeah, I had that.
And a doll.
Mm-hmm.
You had a doll. What a fag.
Oh, that baby was awesome.
I got dolls now, man. I got my Ernest doll. Have I already mentioned that on podcast that I got sent a
No, you didn't.
Doll?
Yeah, you should.
Fuck.
Because you mentioned that on an episode and didn't pay off.
I got to give props to Josh, James from the R-Rated Commentary podcast YouTube channel. That's a cool. I like that. Even though it looks fake, it looks like fucking Candyman, doesn't it? It's like animated.
Yeah. It looks
that whole
like
background.
A painting.
Yeah. But anyway, got to thank Josh from the R-Rated Commentary. He sent me a fucking Jim Varney doll, and it's the greatest thing ever. And I didn't know what he was sending. He just said I was sending you something, and I opened up the mailbox, and it was a big old envelope, and I could kind of feel in it. I'm like, oh god, this has to be a doll. And yeah, when I opened it up, man, I was just fucking blown away. It's so great, and it's got a talk box and a pull string in the back, and it's like all those old dolls. Huh? Oh,
you have the doll next to you?
Let me see. I do. Give me 2 seconds.
He says some great phrases.
Shh. Patience.
All we need is just a little patience.
Jim Varney should have played Freddy.
Yeah. That'd have been amazing. I don't know. I think the casting's pretty perfect for Freddy.
Hold on. Like all these old dolls with talk boxes, they're really high pitched and warped, you know?
Yeah.
So I can kind of get it down to where I can pull it slowly and I can get his voice on pitch.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I'll play it just at regular speed when he's going fast.
I love you.
That's great.
Wait.
I love you.
Oh, come on, Ernest. I know you can say more than that. That was him doing the A. Hold on.
Know what I mean, Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
That's
Know what
awesome.
I mean, Know what I mean?
Let me see if I can try and slow it down.
Oh, he's Satan.
Know what I mean, Know what I mean?
Lord.
Know what I mean? Are you
It's like backmask. It's like the fucking records. Guttural satanic.
He's joining
Anyway,
us on the
amazing.
podcast.
Hey, it's honest.
I just hit the fucking mic with his head on accident. I fucking hear a boom. Anyway, so much thanks to him for that, man. That's awesome. It's weird she sticks a snake in his eye. Like, how is she using his own pets against him? Like, if this was hell, could you? I mean, and why does it stab in his eye? For God's sake,
Yeah, it makes that
like
sound.
a knife. Oh, and how come he still has an eye? Dude,
He
did you hear that
closed it.
fucking sound effects? It was like Indiana Jones when she punched him. That sound effect.
Those are movies I can't get into. Also, with Indiana Jones.
Never.
I never
been able
watched
to,
them as a
ever.
kid.
Neither did I. I finally watched all of them. Whenever the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, when was that? Like fucking 8 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
9 years ago. My roommate at the time was obsessed with those movies. He's a little bit older than me, and he wanted to go see the new one. And I'm like, all right. I said I'd go see the new one with him, so I sat down. We had a marathon. And we watched the first three, and I watched them through adult eyes, and they just weren't that good to me.
Which one would you say
know, all I
was
could do
your
was-
favorite when you watched them?
The third one, the Last Crusade.
Oh, because I figured like if the first one's the best, like they usually are, I didn't really like it. That's the only one.
No,
I've
see,
seen.
I didn't either. And then you got the second one, Temple of Doom, and you got that funky fucking Indian guy at the end where he's like, "Now hearing all the magic of the rock."
Is that how he sounds? Fuck, I gotta watch
at the
it
end
now.
of the movie, there's like this fucking rock or something, this magical stone, and this guy's like, "Now hearing all the magic of the rock." It's fucking stupid, but I think Last Crusade's the best because at least it's funny between him and Sean Connery. Is really hilarious, the father-son banter, and it's really entertaining. So that's my favorite one. So, and I know all the people that grew up with those movies when they saw Kingdom of Crystal Skull, and they all said it sucked. You know,
Yeah.
it was a big disappointment. I saw it the same day I watched all of them. I watched a marathon. I watched the first three for the first time. Then we literally left to go see the fourth one. So what do you think my opinion of it was, of the fourth one, having just seen them all at the same time?
You probably thought it was no different.
Yeah, I thought it was on par. I thought it was like, I hate Shia LaBeouf, but the movie's kind of on par. So that just tells you how much nostalgia really plays a part in that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if they'll really like, if all the fanboys will really like the new one that's coming out.
They're making another one?
Yeah, it's been planned for a couple of years now, with Spielberg directing, with Lucas producing, with Harrison Ford, and no Shia LaPoop.
Oh.
That was really clever, right? Shia LaPoop. But yeah, I can't believe they're trying it again, dude. Harrison Ford is like fucking 80 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's really old. And man, I've never seen a legacy actor give less fucks than he does.
Mm-hmm.
He gives the most phoned in performances now. I'm gonna eat you up. This is classic Freddy. This classic effect. It's so silly. Look at the sound effect. His tongue.
His tongue's flicking really fast. He can suck your dick real nice. That's great.
What was he taking so long? Oh, that looked like shit.
Yeah, that was weird looking.
Harrison Ford is fucking 75 right now. They haven't even started filming that thing. Dude, he's going to be about 80 by the time this fucking thing comes out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why didn't she stab him in the asshole? And why is he so hard to push in?
Yeah. This is funny.
Yeah.
The shot where it's going underneath her clothes.
Over her tits.
Yeah.
They should have had it coming out of her pants, too. That'd been funny. Dude, it looks like gum. It looks like Laffy Taffy. It looks tasty. Every time I see his tongue going all over her body, I just want to, like, bite his tongue and chew on it. Look, this is funny. His tongue should be, like, really slippery, man. Why are they just gripping it like it's
Yeah.
dry?
Was that the Psycho theme?
I don't think it's probably a throwback to it. Look, he's got the split devil tongue now.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool scene, even though when he morphs into that devil and fucking blows up or whatever, it turns CG again. It looks all shitty, like the morphing blue screen effect.
Yeah, at least they knew to, like... Yeah, at least they knew that even though it was like CG to like cut away from it quick enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because all the CG shots so far have been really quick cut, except for the one on the in the car where it comes out of the.
Look, his voice sounded like fucking Daddy's all better.
Yeah. Oh. What did you
Why
say?
is he-
Daddy's all better again? I thought we agreed that she says dead is better.
Oh, did she say dead is better?
I think so. Didn't we
I think
find
she
that
said-
out?
Oh,
I think we found it out
know.
while recording a
I have
show.
to be told again. Look at all this like rejoicing music. This fucking theme.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit.
And apparently, Freddy Krueger lived in the Abe Lincoln Memorial. What the fuck was that? And how come she knew that Freddy was going to explode? Like the whole place was lit up with gasoline. Like as soon as she sees him lighting up a fire, she goes, "Run!" And the whole place
They
goes
always
up.
explode.
Like it's Mortal Kombat or something. I'm going to look up.
It's kind of weird though. I guess it's just because the first movie is the one Wes Craven did, but technically, if they were back in the movie universe, Nancy and the dad were dead in part 3.
I guess you're right, Zach. I'm looking at the IMDb quotes, and it says here, "Dead is better. Dead is better. Stay with me."
I think we found that out like while recording another episode. And you forgot. So like 2 weeks from now when we're having the same conversation.
Well, I'm gonna pull it up the clip on YouTube really quick because I gotta know.
Come on, Dad. Get out. Get you out of here, Dad. Come here.
I'd zoom in on her face. I'm melting. She's got a vagina on her cheek.
I'm melting.
Look.
I'm melting.
This is a great looking scene. It just looks fantastic.
Honey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Not gonna leave me, Jeff. Father and I are trying to work things out.
Okay, here it is.
Dad, we don't want to be alone.
Why isn't she stopping him? She could be like going up to him trying to kill him. She's like,
I love you. She's not your mom. Jeff, she's not your mom. Let's go. Stay with me. That is better.
oh.
That is better.
Ah, fuck. I guess you're right.
What did you think she said?
Daddy's better.
Why would she say that?
Because his dad was hurt. And he's like, "You don't have to take care of your dad. He's fine. Stay with me." I love it. It goes right to the scene where her skull's on fire.
Yeah.
And her whole skeleton's on fire. That's such a cool scene, man. I wish you guys could all see it. I never knew anybody that died before.
You're like talking about a different movie's ending over this ending.
I don't care. Isn't that fucking weird? That's crazy, man. But look at this theme. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it sticks out like a sore thumb because I've never done it before.
It's like an action movie script, like a score.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm watching Lethal Weapon or something.
Oh.
But
So what you think of this
Did you-
movie? How many?
are you doing your best? Are you doing a bow? What was that?
I burped.
You always do that. Your burp always sounds like fucking David Draymond. No, it's the bow without the wah. You always go bow, and then I always want to go wah. Anyway, It's a fun movie. Very easy to talk over. You know, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of throwbacks to the original, a lot of little Easter eggs in it. So it's really fun to commentate over.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good choice.
It makes my dick hard.
Yeah, everything does.
Mm-hmm.
Everything does. But it's good. And like I said, this movie was recommended quite a while back. I think a couple of different times. So that's another one off the checklist, man. We got this one out of the way too. So, and you know, you guys are always, we're always getting more recommendations. So we'll have to, you know, keep crossing off more stuff off that list. But let's add to it. Keep letting us know more things we need to watch. That guy's fucking name was Beans, dude. Graveyard Worker, Beans Morocco.
Freddy Krueger was credited as himself.
Oh, that's clever. Anyway, let us know more movies we should watch, especially, everything, man. Fan favorites, nostalgic stuff, horror stuff. But in particular, maybe some movies we've never seen would be great. Like maybe even a movie that me and Zach, neither one of us has seen. Maybe something obscure horror, something that we've missed out on. We just never caught along the way. I'm always down to try and find some new stuff. And so give us your recommendations too, just because I want to watch some good movies myself. But yeah, that's really all I got. You got anything final to say?
That's all I got.
So let us know all that stuff on the YouTube channel, Revival House, and then be on the lookout for revivalhouse.net. Follow us on social media, iTunes. Subscribe to us here, and also subscribe to us on iTunes. And as always, the non-neutered versions of these podcasts are going to be on iTunes. We're going to be able to have more fun with them on YouTube. We got to castrate the fucker, and we got to cut out any audio from the movies or we get flagged. We got to cut out any fun audio clips and sound bites and things.
We got to cut its dick and balls off and change its name to Michelle.
Yeah, unfortunately. If you like them on YouTube, great. More power to you. Keep it up there. But like I said, iTunes, they usually go up a good day earlier on iTunes, usually.
Yeah.
And they're just the superior versions. So when you're there, subscribe there, share us with your friends, and leave us 5-star reviews. All that good stuff. Let's keep this gravy train moving. But until next time, that's all we got. Adios.